can't lie to you guys. It's been a really long and lonely situation out here in this tundra. I'm starting to lose my mind a little bit. I keep thinking I'm spending hours and hours just digging this hole, but it doesn't seem to be getting any bigger. Put all this work into something, trying to get something out of it, can never really be too sure if it is actually happening or if this is even reality anymore. I got sent out here by the management as a kind of punishment for failing to get the road completed. I'm starting to wonder if that road was ever a realistic task in the first place. I feel that I was set up to fail. And now, due to that, I'm out here on my own in this complete and utter barren landscape surrounded by nothing but snow. Everywhere I look is just white. There's very little ability to see the changes in terrain, and I can't see if there's any ore underneath me. Just kind of have to throw a shovel in and hope for the best. I got really lucky right here with the little bit of coal that we found, but it's really confusing about where this coal seam goes. The more I seem to dig, the more dirt I seem to find, and I can't seem to trace where the coal is. I'm at this point now where I'm starting to lose my mind a little bit. You saw it happen earlier. I got an excavator, I used the excavator, I was making really good money, and then just some part of me was like, no, let's sell the excavator and get a front-end loader. I've no idea why I started with the front-end loader, but I wasn't making as much profit as I was if I used the excavator. And the worst thing about it was, I wasted money filling up the excavator only to sell it off a little bit later. It is really tough out here and it plays a lot on your mind, and I'm trying to remember if this is even reality. See, as a lonely human out here just digging and digging and digging, there is nothing to keep your sanity. And right now I'm contemplating making that switch again from the front end loader to the excavator. I feel that I'm making waves with the front end loader. I mean, I am digging and moving the ground, but in terms of the finances, it's just not coming back to me as I thought it would. You see, the problem is, I need to pay off this loan. I need to make this mine work, and using the front end loader just isn't doing that. At least with an excavator I can dig deep and get into that pay dirt. By digging into the pay dirt, then it helps me get more resources. It helps me get all the gold and the rubies and the diamond and everything else that's hidden in here. But I also tell myself that a front end loader gives me more of a bucket. Anyway, as you guys see, I couldn't hack it anymore. I had to grab that excavator, and of course the only problem was, you need a truck with an excavator. And I couldn't afford to take out even more of a loan and get myself even further in debt. So I went for the cheapest truck that we've got. It doesn't hold much, or at least they claim it doesn't hold much, but I feel it actually holds a similar amount. So maybe, just maybe, I'm getting more tonnage for my money. I don't know. Maybe I need to scale up, maybe I need to scale down, maybe I just need to stop and just think. And right now, my head's like, excavate away. We go to the excavate away, we can dig those deep holes and get to the important stuff that's going to start making us money. And then I've just got to go at it and just keep going and going until I start to pay off this loan. Because every bit of money that I pay back, my brain wants to take more out to buy a new bit of gear. I'm not there yet. I've got to stop getting ahead of myself. I'm going to lose myself in all of this if I'm not careful. It's just relentless work. I just have to dig and haul and tip, and then it's back to the circle again, and we dig some more, we haul some more, we tip a little bit more, and it just feels like it's Groundhog Day over and over and over again. The only thing that I have for motivation is a picture of my uncle hanging up in my cabs. That man worked this sort of stuff like his life depended on it, and he was very successful as a result of it. He's an inspiration, and I want to follow in his footsteps. Now I know that we were set up to fail with that road. We had miles to cover and hardly any time to cover it in. But I shouldn't have let that beat me. I should have found a way. I should have argued the case, something, anything. But as a result, we're here. We suffer the punishment of our actions or inactions. And as a result of either or both of those things, I'm out here in the snow. There's not a single bit of life. There's no trees. There's no animals. There's just the sound of the howling wind, and at this point I've heard it for so long, it's basically turning me deaf. I don't really hear the wind anymore. But I have to keep going. I know that there is wealth to be had in this. I have to keep pushing myself through. Because it's those who come out of the other side when the odds are stacked against them. It's those people who will prosper. And as the saying goes, you will only ever walk halfway into hell. Because once you pass that halfway mark, you're on the way out. We just have to keep pushing forwards. The good news is it's nice to check the bins now and again to see what we actually make, because using the excavator we can get to that pay dirt, we get to the good stuff, and it's nice to see this. When we are greeted with resources, it's not just soil. I feel I have made a right choice. Sure, it takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of time, but good things won't go to everybody. You have to work for them, right? So while we've got the excavator, yes, it's a little bit more trucking backwards and forwards. Yes, it means we've got to control 2 vehicles, but the rewards are much, much better. At least for the moment, because I'm not just scratching the surface like I would do if I use a front-end loader. With the excavator, I'm getting down into the nitty-gritty and the expensive stuff, and it's that stuff that is going to make the difference between success and failure. I just have to keep going. These kind of mini victories spur us on. They give us that little bit of kick that we need to keep going, and keep going we must. I just don't know what to think anymore. It's the isolation that's the stressful thing. Working this mine alone in this weather, it's testing. Really, really testing. I just have to prove myself. I have to prove to management that it wasn't my fault that the road didn't work. It was never going to work. But all I can do is just get my head down and work away. I've got to stop being so flip-floppy with decisions. I've got to go down one road and I've got to stick to it. I think the excavator is probably the best choice. At least for now. I should be able to earn enough to pay off this loan. I should be able to work myself out of debt because we can get to the pay dirt where all the good stuff's at. And if we can do that, then at least that will put us on the front foot. We'll no longer be trying to work off our debts. And once we're on the front foot, everything is profit. And once we start to get into a lot of profit, the grass always looks greener. Well, it would do if there was any grass. It might seem a little bit mental being out here on my own, working away, talking to myself. But I feel sometimes you need to express, and even if there's nobody around to hear it, talking yourself through the processes sometimes helps. I don't know what to think. I'm just going to stay here and keep digging at this mine and see if we can't make a dent into that loan and try and earn some profit. If there's anybody out there, I hope to see you again next time.